Hello, just come back again, got a phone call, so I had to answer it, so here I am. So we're going to do a bruise. So I'll just get my paints and I shall show you. What you'll need for a bruise is all different colours. Bruises are not just black. They've got black, they've got green, they've got a bit of red, they've got all different colours to make it look a bit more realistic. So I'm going to do it on my own face. So we'll start with just a little bit. I've just got my palettes here, my different palettes, all my different, there we go, paints and everything. So we'll start with a little bit of water on my finger, that's all I need, and I'll get to pick up a little bit of black, so a tiny little bit of black, put it where you want it. I don't know where you want to bruise. I mean, you know, for whatever reason, maybe a boy just wants to sort of pretend to be a boxer or something, I don't know, or be, you know, or just a little trick, maybe, you know, for mum, but please don't frighten mummies too much, you know. You could do this on your little brother or sister or whoever. Please be careful with the eyes, and painting the eyes. And when we start to put some fake blood on, which is great, fake blood just looks so amazing, then again, keep that away from the eyes and be careful with clothing, because I think that does stain. So just make sure that, you know, you keep it onto the face, not onto clothes. Cover your clothes. Make sure parents, you get the kids to wear old clothes. And if you're doing it at a party, that's fine, you know, just make sure where you put it, it will dry. Just make the child aware or the parent aware that, keep the face up, make sure it doesn't drip. I like it when it's they're getting dressed up and they're Halloween. Let it drip, it'll look great. So here we go. So we started with black, and already that looks like I've had a, you know, well, I've been in a box. Well, I work in a gym with a 3-time world champion boxer, but I don't actually get boxed, you know. I'm not really, I do all sorts of things, but I don't get boxed. So anyway, so now I'm going to get a little bit of green, a little bit of my green, Snazaroo, big palette, about 4 pounds, 4 or 5 pounds, depending on when you get it. And fingers, messy, but it doesn't matter because it's all going to be mixed in. And a little bit of water on my finger, just a little bit of water. I use a kind of warmish water, just makes it, you know, comes off a little bit better, a little tiny bit. Pop that on. There we go. So you've got a bit of green now. Ooh, that bruise is really coming out. Excuse this lump. This is a little fatty lump. Can't get rid of it. So excuse the lump. It's nothing. It's just a little bit of fatty lump. I don't know what it is. I tried to get it removed, but they said no, it wouldn't be good. So I'll just have to live with it like my nose. No comments, please. Right, a little bit of yellow now. It's like I say, you've got to build it up and build it up. You want it to look as good as you can, you know. And I'll show you how to do a little cut. You can get some fake skin where you can do cuts, and I will get some of that nearer to the Halloween, and I'll show you them ideas because they're really good. It's the one that I use, like a clear, and you put it onto some paper. You get very tissue paper that you know, you get 3 sheets on tissue paper. You just peel one off, pop it on with the stuff, and it dries. Put a bit of sort of maybe foundation or whatever you want it to be like, and then you put it in, and it looks like torn skin. It looks really good. It's not that expensive, and I think it's really, really good. Right, we've got our green on, so we get to there. And our next and last one for the moment will be blue. I'll pop a bit of blue in, like I say, and then we go to red. That will be before we just put on a bit of, so yeah, a bit of blue, streak it down, rub it in, pat, 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 pat. So you're doing, just pat it into the skin. I'm kind of looking on the monitor to do this. It seems to be working. So right, so it's just like that at the moment. It doesn't look that convincing, but it will do. Try a little bit black, back that on, put that on just like that. Leave it for the moment. Let it dry a tiny bit now. Now when you wait for that to dry, get your fingers and get some wet ones. All the face paints come off very, very easily with wet ones. So any old wet ones, they're great. It's come straight off your face. Fake blood, little gems that you stick on your face, all the things that I show you can just come straight off with some wet ones. Sometimes I use eyeliner for ladies because it just makes a little pretty outline. Right, so just using the wet one, just pushing it in a little bit. There we go. Just wetted it up a little bit again, and I shall pop that in. So there we go. So there is your bruise, you know. Go on to some red. finger in red. That's going to start really making it look poor, sore bruise. Oh dear. You can keep adding, you know, keep adding, just layers and layers. Gives it some depth. It's very much like the girls' face painting when I do flowers and things. I just don't want to do a flat flower. You need to kind of add some depth to it, some sort of 3D effect as best that you can to it. So there we go. That's no means finished, but you can see the idea where you're tapping it in, tapping it in, tapping it in. What do you need? I've got some mauve now, so that's going to be great because obviously mauve is definitely, you get them awful sort of mauvey bits in your. So last thing, a bit of mauve. So okay, so there we go. Terrible. Poor Jacqueline. Bit of red. Oh, see, it's coming. It's really coming alive now. It's really looking like poor me. Constantly just putting different colours in, little bits of colour on my finger. And there you go. So that is the bruise for now. In this part, which is less looking like a bruise, is what I wanted. I didn't want it too thick here because what I'm going to do is a little, looks like a little nick, a little cut. We'll see, because we're going to put some fake blood in. You don't have to. You can carry on the bruise as much as you want to. Put it a little bit by the eye, eyeliner, chin. I don't know where you feel like putting it. So I'm going to do like a little nick. I'm going to get a tiny little brush, as thin as I can find it, and get into my red Snazaroo. Excuse me. I've just got a little brush here. Brushes, I said before, pardon me, don't spend a lot of money on brushes. You can get some reasonable face paint brushes. You can get makeup brushes. If you're just little girls and you're doing it on your dolls or boys, then just, you know, just an old paintbrush, or mummy might give you an old makeup brush. That's good. Mums, again, you can use makeup brushes. I do. So there you go. See, got your little cut now. So that's looking even, say even better, but is it even worse? It depends how you look at it. Right, go. Worse is not a word, is it? So silly me, silly Jacqueline. Put a little bit of black in there, because I would just give it a tiny little bit of black, just give it a little bit of kind of depth to it again. That's what we want, isn't it? So there's your cut. You've got a horrible bruise and a cut, but that's what we're looking for. Next thing's to go to our lovely fake blood. I want your blood. Anyway, sorry about that. Just getting carried away as usual. Fake blood. This is Snazaroo's. This making about, I think it's about £6, something like that. But you can go into the pound shop, and when it is, be very careful in the pound shop with face paints, because the face paints are not very good. No, they're not. In the little set, sometimes they have the blood, and the blood is good, but then don't get the little set. It's not worth it. But they do fake blood in the pound shop, especially around Halloween, and it's very, very good. Get a big pot, and it's a big bottle like this, bigger than this even, and it's only £1, so that's very good. But as for the face paints, stick to, if you're doing it on the face and that, for kids with dollies, fine. You know, you can use any sort of paints, but obviously if you use it on a face, try and use the best like one that you can get. And I mean, there's lots of ones. There's really some really expensive good ones, but Shadow is a very good make. And then I got another make here that I got just recently, and this is a very good make too. Actually, I don't even know what this make is. I just went and got this, but you get it in any shop that does face paints and party stuff. These paints, these are brilliant as well. You know, it's like any paints, try not to put too near the eyes. You just be sort of a bit careful. But that's fake blood, like I say. You can get that in the pound shop or get it from Snazaroo. It lasts ages, absolutely ages. Just going to get a little brush now and pop it into my blood, and here we go. Look at this. Oh dear. Oh, it's not looking good, is it? A bit round here. Oh dear, not good at all. It's a poor thing. Poor me. Oh, there you go. So there's your cut. There's your cut. Looking pretty and there we go. I mean, poor me. I don't know. Should see the other man. No, really. So there we go. And then, you know, if you're doing a vampire, Pop a bit like there. You can pop a bit on these. Pretend I've got teeth here on the teeth. It does dry. It takes a little while to dry, but not very long. As you can see, it's not dripping. But just like I say, be careful of clothes. And like I say, if you had your little tiny white teeth there, little white teeth, that would look very, very good. So that is just, it's amazing stuff. I mean, it's a bit sort of scary, really. Please, if your children are doing this, please don't scare your parents to death. I did this once. I did this at the market. I did a sort of bruise and a cut for the boys because it was a bit older. They didn't want a baby face paint. And then the granddad came round and said that, you know, he just thought at first they really had hurt themselves, and he was a bit shocked. But actually, he thought it was very good. He thought it was very clever what I did, but he was a bit shocked at first. And another time, well, a few times now, but I put a little bit, just on a child's hand, you know, a little bit on their finger, just to make them laugh. Yes, and they go running in, and of course, again, the mum's gone a bit sort of thingy. So please don't be frightened by this, any little ones. It's just fake. It's completely fake. It's just this, and I'll show you in a minute. It just wipes off with a wet one. I'm perfectly fine. But it's quite a nice little. It's just a nice little tip and trick, just for the boys, girls, or you know, adults that want to do something for Halloween. So there we go. Look, haven't hurt myself at all. So please don't be worried about me. There we go. All done. All off. As easy as that. So I hope you got something from that. I hope you enjoyed watching me. If you do, please subscribe. Please put down your likes and contact me. And you know, you do some face paint, please send it to me. Let me see what you've done. I really enjoy that. Thanks very much. Bye bye.